government salaries, they don't want to start up something.
Welcome back from the commercial break. We are continuing with our discussion. We want the youth that is economically productive. And the population around 22 million, they are youth. And we continue to aspire for the best. Yet we have not yet achieved the target, as it is even one of the sustainable development goals. And we are blessed to have the youth MPs. Our constitution provides for that, so that they can air out the very key issues that concern the youth. Coming back to you, the bridging of the gap, you didn't answer my question, I kept it for you, between the student life cycle and the post-student life cycle. Because as you said, it's not good for the association. I just now get an opportunity to pause my input to only have the association that is caring for the affairs of the students, how they are well at school. But yet, it is already a productive age of 18, 19, 20, 21. And some countries, we are living in a global community. You find countries like China, Singapore, and others I've not mentioned. By the age of 17, a youth who is a student is already economically productive, is doing something, either while at school or even not at school, already doing project. Or what do you have in mind, or what could we do best than what we are doing to have an economically productive section of the students that are doubling as students and that will be even beyond students?
Thank you very much, Mr. Doctor. Our main role as UNSA, we do more of advocacy. And we've engaged our students, we've sensitized our students, those at high institutions of learning and universities, to always opt for evening programs as opposed to day programs, so that you can use the time to do something, do some business for up to a given time, then in the evening, go for your classes. And this message has been running all over, and students at Makerere and other universities and public and other tertiary institutions have responded positively. So today at least we are having a student, during the daytime is a business person, in the evening is a student. Because we've tried to benchmark with other countries. In other countries, we realize that students, they will go and do something for a given time, then they will go and concentrate in the class, and after even come back and start something to enable them earn a living. And this message has been taken up by our students. Now, still call upon our students at high institutions of learning. We don't believe it is healthy for you as a student to only study from Monday to Monday, from morning to evening. We believe you should now revise your time on how you can do something economical and also concentrate in the class. But two, is advocacy. You've had my brother giving that experience. He started up something small, but he ended up being kicked out of the business. And as UNSA, we've always advocated, and we still advocate from the government, that let there be a program to support the new small businesses of the youth. Can we have subsidies? Can we reduce on the power to enable youth run a saloon? Can we reduce on the cost of acquiring a license? Because some of these are the things that keep students, youth leaving these businesses, because they may not be in a position to meet for the expense of a license, water, what. So can we do a reduction on the side of the youth-related businesses? And we also call upon the youth, whenever they start up a business, let them make their businesses known to the government. Let them register. So once they are registered, then it will give the government a good database to base on, to know that in a particular village, in a particular district, we have these numbers of businesses of these young people. What do we do for them? Who may be students. Yes, maybe students. So that once your business has been registered by the authorities, URSB and so on and so forth, then it should be upon the government to come in and do the need to create an enabler for a youth to favorably compete in a business. I don't believe a youth can favorably compete in a business with a person like Sudhir, with a person like harm and so on and so forth. So there should be something reduced on the side of the students to reduce that burden to enable the student favorably compete in the given economic
Thank you.
avenue.
I will continue to make a call on you. It's not yet over until it's over, whereby you need to make a national awareness and civic education to the youth to know that start employment is when you have not yet finished school. It should be something that is you bear it in mind by the time you are already in a student's life cycle, that you're already able to join into something. But that will take serious civic education and awareness to the various students, because while we're having more job seekers than creators, there is a tendency to think that I will get a job after I have finished studying. Honorable, I think I'm having it on the right page and we need to have an answer.
Sure.
And I am coming to you, looking at what has happened with us, the understanding of skilling the youth. You remember I mentioned one of the politicians that is still a politician, his agenda that was to create model centers at the sub-county. And I'm not differing from as well what the NRM government has in store to ensure that you have technical institutions in all constituencies. But the balance between the two is all lacking. The establishment of these technical institutes for vocational skills, it has been not a very well implemented or well spread project. And as well, the one also proposed to have a model of a skilling empowerment center for the youth at the sub-county seems to have been a good idea. Me, I don't go into now partisan, but I could look at how we borrow some of these ideas and we make what we need. What is your take on that, how we can realize something better?
Before I get to that, I want to also address the country that as a parliamentary forum on youth, we are actually sponsoring a bill in the 11th Parliament. That bill is for Science and Innovation Fund. That the purpose of that is a young person, a youth somewhere who is innovative must access these funds, must access this loan. We have Uganda Development Bank. Billions of money was pumped in that bank by the 10th Parliament.
Would you hold on and move together? I am not cutting you short. In your proposal, what are the key areas of innovations, either that are cross-cutting the country, the key areas of innovation? Because the moment will be, and I know you are a very innovative, productive person. I know at times we've not said it over here in the cameras. And I know even where you have the skill of turning this and turning that. What are the areas you could look at very essential?
Of course,
as you continue where you are.
If you look at our country, we are generally an agricultural country. Our strength is actually in agriculture. If you look at Great Lakes region, all our neighboring countries, if you go to Kenya, I am at the neighborhood with Kenya. If you go to South Sudan, almost I think 50% of the food, the cereals consumed in South Sudan comes from here. If you go to DRC Congo, it's the same thing. You go to Kenya, the same thing. Even Rwanda, before actually the borders were closed, hundreds of our trucks would cross to Rwanda to take matoke and so many other products from here. Now Uganda, being blessed by nature, that even when you eat a mango and just drop there, chances are 60% that it will germinate. I would think that to spark this, we then invest good technology into skilling our youth so that there is value addition. So for me, because technology at a higher level might only be looking at our brothers and sisters who have been privileged to study maybe computer-related courses at the university. But now here we're speaking about innovation cutting across. For even someone deep in Mulanda who stopped in P6, but his creativity has seen him make very good furniture. Whereas others are looking at a tree as timber, others are looking at it as shackle. This creative mind is actually mindful of the environment, they are not burning, they are cutting to produce furniture, they are making beds. We have market in this country. Sitting in parliament for the last 1 year, we interface with MDAs and ministries that we supervise. If you look at the bulk of their budget, it goes into purchases, furniture, computers. Now we are saying, why can't government be deliberate and borrow from that good idea? We might not afford to have skilling centers at sub-county levels. We also don't need one skill training because it doesn't cut across. Like you said, if you go to Karamoja, they have different interests. Can we segment this country and say, people from, say, Bukedi, what is your comparative advantage? Can we support these young people to innovate A, B, C, D? If you come to Buganda here or Kampala, 90% of our people, whether they went to school or not, are traders. If you go to Kisenyi here, you go to Owino here, you'll find our people who stopped in P4, Senior 1, Senior 4, some are graduates, but very innovative. They have created so many things, they are novelties. So the issue is we need to segment these people. And as we push for this bill to be enacted into law, such that the billions of money already budgeted for, already within UDB, there should be a specific quota meant for our people, the youth. And stringent demands that you first bring your land title or salary for the last 10 months, someone who has never worked anywhere. That should be dealt away with. Like my brother the economist indicated, there's need to do a research-based arrangement. You research and find out what is Welunga doing, that he has a carpentry workshop. Can we fund his project? Can we bring him machines? Can we expose him, take him to Malaysia where we're exporting these machines, these good furnitures? Can we take this number of young people to China instead of us every year paying millions of dollars to import furniture from China?
And that's so good.
Yet the timbers used for making this comes from here. If you go to our border points here, you'll see hundreds of trucks taking our timber to Mombasa to be shipped out. For us, we are if you're talking of value addition, we have the population. That is a workforce.
You first talk about it. Let's exhaust it. After the timber is exported and shipped abroad, they go and make chairs. I've gone via some good offices. I will not mention them for purpose of some interest. And you find the one chair is just a set is costing 15 million.
Exactly. You find timbers from our own country here. Our interest is just to see small tax come from that cross to Mombasa. It is shipped to Malaysia, shipped to China. Then our government, ministries, MDAs, everyone else who has made some money is purchasing. We import it to this country. And we are saying we already have the masses. We have a number, a good population. Youth are the most energetic. Youth are the very flexible part of our population. You can twist them to whatever you want. What if we say, let's identify these ones, a given number, expose them, train them how to make these very sophisticated furniture. Then the government buys these machines and group them. Then we pass a policy that all government ministries, all MDAs, all these entities that belong to government must purchase. If you're speaking about Bubu, why not implement this? Why not stop the timber exportation?
So the viewers, and for purpose of us, going together with you, may we know whether it's already proposed under local content? Is it part of the area sections? That
the conversation we have as 11th Parliament, as a forum for youth, as youth MPs, we are at the forefront of this. And very soon, we are actually now writing the bill. that we will then present to the House. And we are saying, one, Science and Innovation Fund must be very clear that this amount of money should be for youth innovation. And it must be very flexible to cater for those who have gone to school and those who might not have gone to school, as long as they have projects, as long as they are citizens of this country. Yes. If you want to avoid them eating this money or mishandling, train them on financial management. Expose them, give them the skills, don't give them all the money. Pick a few, expose them. Now we even have foreigners. I'm not against foreigners, but we have foreigners here employing our youth and giving them little money. So we need also the minimum wage law in this country. So why not expose these very youth? Why allow only our foreigners to come, the foreigners who come to invest here, and now make good furniture using our own timber, sell to our country, get the money, and then take back to their country? Why not train our youth, prepare them, equip them with skills, give them machinery, give them the funds? You can even recover that. You can even say, from whatever they sell, this percentage will be paying the other loan.
Thank you.
So the water is not there.
All well said, but we wait for action because, Honorable, those are very good ideas. I can't contest even at all, even at any point one, because everyone who's viewing us, it is the way to go. And we only now wait for action. Because the Englishman say that action speaks louder.
We are working on that
than words. And another time when you come, I will be happy to hear that this is what you've done. But in addition to what you said, there is a need to have these incubation centers, which may be faster than the technical vocational schools, so that we are able to keep our youth with skills.
The technical vocational schools we have are outdated.
They are outdated.
These are schools that has been there for the last 60 years. And some are beyond. Now the technology has changed. The machinery are worn out. I've been privileged to visit some of these technical institutions, but the machine of 1960 cannot serve today.
Thank you. I'm coming back, our economist on the panel. And please, those who don't know the professional background of Honorable Bernard, he doubles as a lawyer. He's not only a legislator. so some of the areas, when he can talk about bills, even he's inspired by his background of law.
And most importantly, a garbage collector.
That one will not told us the success story of how the youth. I will take you back when we go for the last one. Our youth, they should not despise jobs.
Yeah, sure.
You will be able to tell us that.
Sure.
And how one can turn this bottle, around 100 bottle, into a garden.
Yes.
Please, you're welcome again, and we are concerned about the reality of economic productivity amidst a challenge of financial inclusiveness and exclusiveness. Those who get and those who don't get. How can we be all of us in the game?
Thank you, Doctor, once again, and our viewers. I would like to thank my fellow panelists today. But I would ask you from just in a single minute to go back to UNSA, that is students in UNSA and after UNSA. I want to thank them because it has brought us into what UNSA is doing. But I would not want to behave normal in an abnormal situation under these good policies of the government. Because now I want to tell you one thing, that UNSA that exists today is the UNSA that existed when I was in school, the UNSA that existed hopefully when you are in school. And we are subscribing UNSA fee. Now
at the university
even in primary. Up to now.
You people have been receiving our money.
I mean from secondary. It starts from secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it is over 60 years down the road that UNSA as an organization still looks at welfare of the students. And now we are looking at innovation and job creation and economic productivity. Now that one tells you that UNSA that heads students is so idle and they don't have activities. Because to me, if now I'm telling you would rather inject money where you think and expect returns as an economist. Because if UNSA is having subscription from the youth, and all along we have developed a database, we are good to go now, we have IT in place. We used to have handwork, if you remember very well.
Yeah, true.
Meaning at a level of P3, one would be capable of weaving a basket, another one to size.
A local trade, I made one.
I think under my own understanding of innovation,
yes,
that's where innovation starts from.
Sure.
Now we are looking at where the government policies, we are looking at innovation at an undergraduate level and senior 4 if you have joined either an institution. Now where someone is being dropped at a primary 4 because of the fees and other issues in the background. Where is his skill, innovation, and where is he going to be tracked under development? Now that's why I would say now this, it would be a role of the government now, if we are talking about innovation and creativity for job employment. Create a database. The good thing now, a child is registered when he's at birth. He starts primary, we are registering our sons at primary level. Now, if they would introduce hard work, at that level, they would even award marks. How best Dr. Joseph can weave a basket. Now we'll be looking at this young boy, even if you dropped out of school under your own database, track, where did Edwin go? Because in P3 he used to be, if he's not dead, he's alive. But he missed out either because of fees or other issues. But you know, and P3 had invested in him and you have seen a skill of weaving or carpentry, because we used to make what we call ding sticks for hose. A lot of things used to be done. Guys used to weave these good, mats. Now, if you start by absorbing these kids under innovation and as a policy, as a government, would be good to go. To the extent that even someone who is going to drop at a level of P7, he already knows how to weave a mat, and he can be now encouraged to even join a technical school with this skill. Because all our heads don't function the same. Some people are good in literature, others are good surely in hands-on. Now that's what I'd say. Now it would be a role of UNSA, because it heads all the students from down there up to the level of where we're going to have the NYC at the parliamentary level. To make sure that even if when a student is enrolled in primary, if you're looking under innovation, the government should start the tracking system as early as that. Then lastly, what I would actually want to tell you that now where we are saying that we are losing out as a country, to me as an economist, is when you look at how we implement our good policies as a country. Because as I said at first, we don't look on research, or not research based. I'm one of the people that invested in business immediately after campus. But as I want to tell you, we don't have anywhere we can register that I will tell you that this is a youth business. Because when I registered under...
you wanted the license?
I wanted the license. So I was given the license like any other trade in Kampala because I was operating in Kalengwe. You get? My capital was worth 6 million. So people of Kampala City Authority will not tell them I'm a youth.
Oh, I'm a student.
No, I'm a student. What these people need is license at the end of the day. So finally, you were kicked out automatically at the end of the day. And even if I wanted to join, let's say, the banking section for financial support, I needed security. After out of campus, I didn't have security. Now you are telling me that the government, under its good policies, that's what I'm telling you, would not want to behave normal in abnormal situations. The fact is, we still have a lot to implement. And there are things that we have given a deaf ear, yet they were important. We used to have gardens in primary. That's why I'm training an agriculturalist. I would know how to go to school on Friday. We have a tomato garden behind the class. You get? Now, if my interest is in agriculture, I'd have a desk, because out of primary, we used to put tomatoes, but we need to know how to spray. And even look at how they measure these chemicals. So that's where we'll start tracking on which kind of job creation you are going to employ to this other person. Now we are debating them at a level of the parliament and at a level of Edwin who graduated and currently doesn't have a job. Because now it's me that you are targeting. But we should target the next generation in 30 years to come.
Wow. Well said, and I don't have what to add on, and the comrades will be coming back for our last session. If you have any objection, it's welcome, but I think the economic is straight point on, and we must, I believe, change the way how things are done. Concerning policy making, there's what we call incrementalism. From time to time, you can never say that you have it all. You should always be able to adjust. Dear viewers, please, we'll be coming back. Stay tuned.